Mhm. All right, all right. I'm back. I don't know what happened there, people. Um, I don't know what was going on with YouTube. All right, let me hop back on here. Let's get this thing back started, y'all. I have no clue as to what was going on with that. I know I've been hearing people saying they've been having some problems with YouTube, doing some things. So very, very interesting. Um, all right. Okay. I don't know what was going on. So let people get on back up in here. Um, not sure, honestly, not sure what the heck happened. Not sure at all. So if you can hear me, if you can see me, if you can hear me, if you can see me, throw a one in the chat. I mean, right now I can see and hear myself. Um, all right. All right, let's try this again. Look like it's working. I don't know what happened. Um, People have told me in the past that that kind of stuff can happen on with YouTube. Yeah, they've told me it can happen like that. So okay, that's the seven. All right, so I guess we back. I guess we are back. Okay. If there's any, if y'all start seeing a glitch, throw a nine. If y'all see a glitch, throw a nine in there, or if you got my number, just text me. But I think we should be good. I have no idea. So is it still glitching? I'm okay. I'm looking over here on mine, and okay, look like we good. Okay, all right. So let me keep it up. And normally I actually will have I'll be watching it on my phone, and I wasn't this time, but I got it now, so I would have. See, this is what happened when you get out of your pattern, when you move away from your normal thing. All right. So I think we good. I think we are good. Um YouTube acting up. I'm back on. All right. I have no idea, but I've heard other YouTubers talk about them having problems like that. Like, they'll be doing a live and the stream would just be really, really spotty and sketchy. And then they got to turn it off and come back and everything. And it messes up your flow sometimes. Not mine, but, you know, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. So, any any links that I put up there, I'll make sure that I put them in the description and everything for y'all, so we'll get it. So make sure y'all hit the like button. Also share and everything, and hitting the like button does help get the word out because YouTube sometimes will not send a not tran will not send a notification out if people aren't hitting the like button. So make sure y'all hit the like button and everything that way. Um, so we got 5 likes. I'm hitting a like. That's 12 people. So let's try to keep, if we can, match the stuff up and everything. All right. So, oh, okay. I already did that. All right. So let me look at some of these here. My man eating Doritos and I'm messing up. I know, man. I know. And it says here, tomorrow will be my first time. I have 3 signings in one day, one at 10, 2, and 3. Boom. There you go. There you go. Yes, other channels have been having glitches and issues too. Like you're like a like got knocked as well. Yep. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. Mr. Grill, that refi we talked about got rescheduled, and I could not do it, but did a loan modification. There you go. Way to go. Way to go. And and that's what it's about. That's what it's about. So, all right. So I'm gonna start back over. So here's the deal. With the video that I put out earlier today talking about the job market, the whole point in me sharing that with you is that you need to understand the job market is very, very iffy right now. And if you have a job and you're planning on quitting to do this business or any business full time, the thing is you need to be committed to it and you need to make sure that you do it all the way. If you're not willing to do it all the way, then you best not quit that job because they're not hiring people. They're not even calling you back. They're not even giving you an interview. Or what's even worse, you're not even what's even worse, you're not getting a call back and you're going through 3 and 4 interviews and they're doing that to wear you down. So these companies can hire people, but they're just not doing it. And here you are stuck. You're stuck trying to get going and they're not even giving you an opportunity. So if you're going to do this business or any business, you need to do what? You need to be committed to it because what's going on out there right now is not in the in the best interest of the workers. It's not. It's not in our best interest whatsoever. So many of you believe that this business can go full time. A lot of people are telling you it can be a full time way of income. It can be a supplement also. If you're not willing to make the necessary adjustments so you can take advantage of the opportunity that is in this business, it's going to be very hard for you to be successful. So, this is why I work this business so hard. If you looked at that video, okay, where it talked about what's going on in the labor market, and I've seen this going on in the labor market as far back as 2015. In the old days, I could call up a job or submit an application and I would get a phone call and I could sit down and talk with them and interview. In 2015 and probably before, maybe starting in 2012 or 2013, it was, oh, you got actually further back, 2008, you got to go through this third party recruiter. You got to let them talk for you. I'm like, I want to talk. And here's how I knew it was time for me to move on from W2 world. There was a job that I was applying for. I was unemployed. I'm sorry. I was unemployed and I applying for this job. And guess what? They was like, we want to hire you. And they wanted to send me to Dallas, Texas to work, paying $108,000 a year. I was like, I need more. What they told me was when you get in the interview, do not talk salary. They said you can talk, you just talk about doing the job. I said, but what do you mean I can't talk the salary? And they gave me a piece of paper, and I wish I still had it. They gave me a document that said, by signing this document, I agree to work for that price that they quoted to me, and I can't negotiate it at all. So that means if I take the job, if they offer and I take it, and I realize that after taking it, 108,000 was not enough. I'm in it. I can't. And if I sign it, this is what they also said in that document. If I sign it for the $108,000 or whatever they're going to offer me, and I then decide not to take the job, they're going to sue me. At that point, that's when I said I got to find me something else to do. I got to find something that's going to bring me the freedom that I need to do. Now, understanding that things have gotten progressively and dramatically worse when it comes to hiring people than what I experienced back in 2015. Here we are almost 10 years later. I ain't got time for this mess. So my if I don't do this business, then that's what I got to deal with. I got to go back to this 4 and 5 interviews, and I work for Deloitte. which is a Fortune 500 company, and Booz Allen, another Fortune 500 company, making six figures. But guess what? They put me to about between 3 to 5 interviews, and it wore me out. And that kind of stuff, I was like, you know what? I don't like this. And that's when I started saying, okay, I'm gonna have to change and figure something out. So when I came across this notary business, I saw it. I said, I can do this. But the thing is, I got to commit to it. I got to be willing to commit to doing this business. So I put that video out for you to see what the current job market is. So if you plan on quitting your job to do this business full time, which you can, you got to be committed to this, which means what? Last minute orders. Because I know you want to have everything laid out and so you can plan and prep. But okay, let's look at it this way. You're getting $85 on average, $85 a pop. You don't, and you trying to make $500 a day. So that means you got to do at least 6 orders a day to get 585 a pop. You don't have time. Nobody has 6 orders for next Tuesday as of 3 weeks ago. They got 6 orders for next Tuesday on Monday and Tuesday. You follow me? So on Monday and Tuesday of next week, that's when you see the orders coming in. Why is it like that? It doesn't matter. The question is, are you going to be ready for it? When the orders come in, and feel free to ask your questions in the chat, any questions that you got about this notary business or anything, okay? Feel free to ask. So I had to figure out, how can I get myself ready for a last minute signing? Because I started realizing it was coming more and more frequently. As the real estate market heated up, there was more and more competition. And then the bigger thing that comes up very, very last minute is the loan applications. Loan applications coming in saying, we'll pay you $85 to do this ASAP, $100 to do it ASAP. And the reason why is because when people submit a request for a mortgage, there's about 15 different okay, I'll get to that. There's about 15 different people that get notified, and they're all calling this person trying to get them to do an order. And the first person who gets them, they're like, okay, let's send a notary out. And there have been times where I get a notification for to do a loan application at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I call the person up to confirm it. They're like, oh yeah, I just talked to them like 20 minutes ago. I'm like, oh, I didn't know they was going to do it that fast, because they're trying to lock that person in. So they don't want to lose them to someone else. That means we got to be ready to go. Then when they all of a sudden get the deal, and here's something that we don't really, you're never going to really find out unless it's by accident. And that's what happened to me. By accident, I found out that a person who they was trying to get me to hurry up and do a closing for was actually considering not doing it because they felt they was getting a better deal with someone else. So sometimes you're doing a last minute closing because that lender is trying not to lose that deal. We don't know that, and it's none of our business, but there was a situation that came up, and that's what I found out. That, oh, the homeowners are like, yeah, they trying to hurry up and get me because I'm having second thoughts. I'm second guessing myself. I don't know if I really want to do this because somebody is telling me they can get me a better deal. That's gonna be what's going on. So what did that mean? We got to be ready to go. So how do you get ready to go? Make sure you have equipment. Make sure you understand how to notarize. Be confident in doing that, and realize that if you're getting a last minute signing, that person isn't too keen on having you try to explain stuff to them. More than likely, they already know what it's about. They already are confident in it. They just need to sign the papers. And then if there is any doubt, get the lender on the phone and let the lender talk to them and deal with them on that. So let me deal with this question here. It said, "Do I think AI will ever take over the business?" No. Mm-mm. We have Ron and biometrics. Ron, biometrics is just verifying that the person is who they say they are, but somebody's going to find a way to bypass that and mess it up, and then I don't think AI will ever take over because the states have to agree to that. The states will have to agree to remove the human factor out of there. And I don't think that that is going to happen. I honestly do not think it's going to happen. When you understand, because AI is still evolving. So I don't think, I just don't think that that's going to happen because there's too many factors. Think about it. The states can't even agree on the states can't even agree on the same notarial certificate. Every state got their own notarial certificate. Every state has different laws, how they execute stuff, this, that, and the other. Some do will accept Ron closing, some won't. So I can't see nationwide because each state is independent. That means all 50 will have to agree to letting this computer generated entity take over that. And then there's money that's going to be lost. Every 4 years, somebody is renewing a notary commission. Every 4 years, every now and then, every year, people are applying. Whether they do anything with it or not, that's a different story. The state don't care. But that's 45, 50, $100. And with all of the training that states are now starting to do, I don't see how they're going to just all of a sudden say we're going to throw all of our notary work on this entity, this AI entity. I can't see it happening. I really don't see it happening. You said, Griff, was it SnapDocs that you suggested? Who enter? Yeah, enter your signings in, even if they are not. Yes, it is. Throw them in the SnapDocs. So, a couple of things that I had to figure out was when it came to being ready for doing last minute signings. One, I had to make sure that I was comfortable doing the notarizations, that I understood what I was doing. Did I know everything? No. But I knew enough to do the basic notarization and be willing to learn as time goes by. Make sure I have my notary handbook, make sure I, in some cases get with the NNA. Hey, NNA, can you, answer this question or that question for me? Um, Sorry about that. Lozenge got stuck on my thing. Um, Make sure my computer stuff is ready. Make sure that I have a system in place to download and print the documents. All of that. I mean, look, this right here, y'all. This is what I got to do tomorrow morning. 249 pages. You got to have your act together. I haven't even prepped these yet, but I'm gonna prep them tonight before I go to bed after this here to do 249 pages. I'm getting paid decent for it. But you got to have a system in place. So now your system has to fit you so that you can float with it. I mean, that you can, I mean, not float, but flow with it. Once you have that in place, then it's just a matter of you saying, okay, yes. And here's the other thing that I had to start doing. The biggest thing is thinking last minute. When I get up today, I already know that I'm going. Okay, let's just say you're working. So I'm going down to the shipyard or I'm going to the office. What happens if I get a phone call or I see an order for 3:30 in the afternoon? What would prohibit me from doing that? And this is what I had to ask myself. If an order came in for 3:30 in the afternoon, what time do I get off? Let's just say I get off at 4. Am I in a position to take off work early? It's either yes or no. My job allowed me to leave and then I could come back and finish work at the building a little bit later. So I took advantage of that. So if an order was for 3:30, 4 o'clock, all of a sudden I got to do something. And then I go do it and I say I'm gonna be coming back, but I got to take care of some personal stuff. And I will go do the order and I will come back later that evening and finish my work there. If an order came in for, if you got an order, and let's just say it came out 2 days early, hey, here's a 9 o'clock order, 9 o'clock on Thursday. It's Tuesday. Are you in a position to go in late? If you are, then go in late. Do the order, come in late. This is what I had to start doing. I had to start thinking about what are the scenarios that could possibly come up and what am I do to be prepared for it. That's when I started shifting over to having a printer in my car when I was at work during the wintertime because it wasn't too hot. During the summertime, I just made sure I had stuff ready. I just had stuff ready to go. That was it. I was just like, okay, when I get home, my printer's full, the laptop is already turned on. All I gotta do is log in and then log back into SnapDocs or whoever, download the documents, print, throw them in a folder, and I'm off. And I'm not gonna worry about prepping the documents, putting arrows, any of that, because I know all I got to do is make sure that I look at the document. They sign here, date there. Here you go. Sign here, date there. Here you go. And once I started doing that, everything started flowing because then I was much more prepared for it. So now, basically 4 years later, when an order comes in, every day I'm already figuring out, can I do a last minute order? I'm looking at my calendar. Can I do a last minute order? Now, y'all tell me, what do you think you need to do to get ready for a last minute order? What's stopping you from doing a last minute order? Put that in the chat for me. But I had that. So when I get up like Monday or 2 days ago, I think it was, yeah, 2 days ago or yesterday, might have been, no, yeah, yesterday. I'm sorry. All mixed up. Yesterday, I get an email. We got a seller's closing. Can you do that today for us? For the first. I don't know why. That's why I was probably thinking it was Monday because it's the first. For the first. Okay. And I just asked them a simple question. Can I do it after 6 p.m.? They said, no problem. Call the customer. Hey, I can get with you after 6 p.m. They said, no problem. And then I went and got it done. This was at 2 o'clock. And then I had to get the documents prepped, this, that, and the other, boom, boom, boom. Still had to go to a 2 o'clock, a 4 o'clock appointment, and then a 6 o'clock appointment. That's what I had to do yesterday. And I made it all work. It was tight, but I made it all work. You got to be mentally prepared for that. But I believe a lot of people not having a printer in my truck. Well, I don't have the printer in my vehicle either. Okay. I don't have the printer in my vehicle, but my printer's always ready to go. So here's some things that you can do. If you get a last minute order, and let's look at this logistically now. Here's how I can make it better for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. Let me do it this way. This will make it, because I think we need a visual. I think we need a visual with this here. Okay. Hopefully this will work and my stuff won't start spazzing out. All right. So here's, okay. Wish I could draw on this, but here we go. So this star here is basically where I live at. Okay. So this little star here is where I live at. Okay. This is where I live at. I cover all of this area. There are times, and just follow the mouse. There are times when I'm over here, and then they want me to do an order over here, but I got to go back here. What tends to happen is that I will tell them, I will say, okay, I'm currently doing an order, but I need to go home and print. And I should be, it's traffic, depending on what time of day, I should be able to get to them by then. Here's what they typically tell me. They will typically tell me, you coordinate the time. Yes, they may say 4 o'clock, but I say, look, there's a chance that I'm not going to get there exactly at 4. Are y'all okay with that? They'll be like, look, we just put that time in there, but you coordinate with the signers. Okay. And another thing I found out is that sometimes they don't even tell the signers the time. So the signers don't know what time it is that they're supposed to meet. I'm calling them and I'm like, okay, right now I'm over here on the ocean front of Virginia Beach. You live in Western Branch. I will I probably can be to you by 4 o'clock, but there's a chance I might not. Are y'all okay with that? Or do you absolutely have to have somebody there at 4 o'clock? 98% of the time is no, we're flexible. We're going to be here. We've already blocked this time out. So when you get here, just be safe and we'll see you when you get here. All right, cool. And then I go home, I print the documents. And then when I get the documents printed, I just text them, headed your way, ETA 35 minutes. I'm letting them know I'm on the way. If for some reason I get stuck, I let them know, hey, I got to take an alternate route, but I will be there. Okay. This is what I do. So being prepared to do a last minute signing, you basically got to keep your nerves together. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. You got to keep your nerves together. And yes, none of us want to be late, but if it's last minute, there's a high chance you, me are going to not be on time. And I don't even want to say the word late. We're not going to be on the time that they told us. But if you speak to the customer, let the people who hired you know, I got you. I'm probably going to get there a little bit late. As long as it gets done, that's really what they want. Now, if you call the customer and they say, I'm sorry, but yeah, we if you can't be here at 4, yeah, that's not going to work. Not a problem. Now you call the signing company back, hey, my logistically, I can't get there. They said they got to have somebody there at 4. It really looks like I wouldn't be able to get there till about 4:15, maybe 4:30. So feel free to reassign it. I never tell them like reassign it. I say feel free to reassign it, unless y'all want to talk to them or whatever. But you know, this is where we're at, and and I just don't see a way that I can actually be there based off of where I gotta go. I'm gonna get there and doing this time of day, it's traffic, this, that, and I've never had a problem. They were like, okay, thank you very much. They go find somebody else. And in some cases, I will suggest somebody else. You see, I will suggest somebody else. So I had to figure that out for myself. And what I'm asking you to do is to take the time out and think about on Monday morning, you wake up at 7 o'clock, you chilling, still in your bathrobe, and they say we need you there by 9. What needs to happen to get you there? I already know what clothes I'm going to wear. I already know what shoes I'm going to wear. My vehicle is gassed up. I already got food that I can take on the go. I keep water in the car. So I got everything already laid out. All I got to do is get the order and then go. So in being prepared or handling it, it's asking yourself, what do I need to have in order to do it? Dress print, dress print, grab food, bag and go. Yeah. So I already know. I mean, saltine crackers. For the most part, I keep a little pack of these in my car. I keep some at my desk. I keep some of these in my car with my water. A good way to get a full feeling because these things will swell up in you. Things like this is how you handle last minute signing. Oh, I hadn't had a chance to eat. Water. It's a habit now for me. Keeping 2 waters with me at all the daggone time. 2 waters with me. 2 waters minimum. I mean, and then my crackers. That way, if anything comes up, I'm ready. So now I ain't got to worry about eating because I got something to eat. I got something to drink. Hold on. You know, um, that's what's going on. That's what I had to start doing. And once I started doing that, oh man, everything was smooth. Now I'll be honest, sometimes I keep the car a little junkier than it should be. Wife don't like that, but I got my folders, I got this. Let's just say I got 5 signings. I got extra bags to stick all of that stuff in, and then I'm off and running to the races. This is what you need to do. So I had to figure this out because I saw more and more and more last minute signing notifications. Some of them paid high fees, some of them paid okay fees. I guess you could say, let's just say there was some that was 100 and more, and there was some that was less than 100. But nonetheless, it was orders. There was some that was for just like $30 to just get one document signed. If I saw that, I would try to figure a way, I would get it, and then I would just figure out how to squeeze that into my busy day. I don't talk about that a whole lot, but I get those all the time. I'm seeing them, okay, $30. I'm hitting the button. They'll say 1 to 3 documents. No problem. I'm hitting it. Now, 1 to 3 documents a lot of times mean like the deed and some writers. So it's probably going to be about 15 pages, maybe 20, but it's 3 different documents. No problem. I go get that and I coordinate with the person and get it done. And now that's where having the scanner comes in. And then if you could really ask them, say, well, I'm gonna be in your area. Do you mind meeting me someplace? And there have been times where I'm like, look, they'll say, well, where you at? I say, I'm in Virginia Beach. Well, I can come over to you. And I'm like, okay, well, meet me at my wife's salon. And I give them her address, and then they'll come over there. A lot of times, some if she's got class, then we'll go in the back office that she has in there, and we'll do the signing there. As long as it gets done. So as long as you're able to come up with some kind of logistical way to do it, hey, let's meet at the library. Let's meet at Applebee. I've met people at the daggone Applebee's, sitting at the bar at Applebee's, getting a quick deed re-sign. You do what you got to do. And that will get you going. So now when all of these people who are now losing their jobs start coming into this business because they're listening to that hype that you listen to, it's not going to be a competition for you. You're going to be able to handle it. You're going to be ready to go. But if you don't start now, and that's the whole point of this video tonight, if you don't start now moving toward that, then when are you going to move toward it? That's the question. You said 90% of my calls are completed within 30 minutes of the call. It's rare that I get time to kill from call to signing. Yeah, I don't get that. My $100 signing was at Arby's attached to a gas station tonight, last minute within 3 hours. Again, and I'm serious. Please, and this is not about embarrassing anybody. Don't feel embarrassed. Can you tell me? Can you just articulate in a few words, if you want to, however long you want to, in the chat right now? What is your biggest concern about doing last minute signings? Hmm? And yes, and the guy just told me that he was on and then it went out. So right now I'm looking at it. I don't know what YouTube is doing. Okay. So it appears that there's some kind of intermittent issue with YouTube. Um, yeah. Let me let him know. Yeah, the issue is with YouTube. Yeah. So YouTube is cutting up. I don't know. But so far right here, I haven't seen anything glitch. You know, I'm looking at myself right now. Okay. So I haven't seen anything happen here and stuff. So it says here, I'm a notary in California, but I want to become a loan signing agent. Have a friend that is a real estate agent. Would it be easier to meet people at title companies through her? Um, it should. I will be honest with you, it should. But that depends on her relationship with the title. What I've seen, okay. Yeah, she said, yeah, it's a problem with YouTube. They've been having fun. And see, my video that I'm doing here is a 1080. So I got mine. This is on high def. So YouTube might be having some high def issues going on right now. Okay. So back to this question here. Is it easier to meet title people through the real estate agent? I think it should be, but it depends on the relationship between the real estate agent and the title company. Honestly, most realtors have came when I've talked to them, you know what they say? Oh, I just let the title company handle it. And they just sit back and they really don't have a relationship with the title company because they say, I just let the title company put all of that together. So they're not even involved in the closing process. They're just sitting back, letting everybody else do their thing. And they have nothing to say. They have nothing to contribute in some cases to the process. So it depends on that person's relationship and how confident they are, what they got going on. Because if they're like, I just sit back and let them handle it, they don't have any, and the real estate agent is not going to mess up their opportunity to get 5 or 6 grand. So if the title company says we're going to take care of all the closing, you just get the person. What are the real estate agent going to do? I'm going to just do what they told me to do. So they may not be in a position to where they can actually influence the decision to use you. Now, where I believe the real estate agent can help you out, the real estate agent can help you if they know investors. Because not all investors are going to be working with the same title company that they're working with. So if they know investors, then they can connect you with those investors. If they know real estate marketing, real estate gatherings and meetings and stuff, you can tag along with them to those or go independently once you know where they're at. But if you're looking for the agent to try to be a mouthpiece for you, that can be very difficult because if the agent doesn't understand what you do as a notary, then how can they effectively be a mouthpiece for you to the title person? And is it their job to sit here and learn everything they need to know in order to market you to these people? Most agents aren't because they're worrying about trying to get the next client. So, yes, I think it could if they had the right relationship. But if they don't, and real estate agents are very fickle, and I was working with one and they expected me to act like I was in a title office and explain documents and stuff. And because I wouldn't, they stopped using me. They used me because they had to, but they went and probably found somebody else. And I'm like, okay. But guess what? I did every single closing correctly. There was no issues with my closings. They just wanted me to aesthetically do it the way that they wanted it done. And I wasn't going to do that. And they knew it. They even said, well, yeah, we know that ain't what you're supposed to do. So then why you keep asking me? Why you keep semi throwing me under the bus in front of your client like I'm doing something wrong when you know 100% that I'm not wrong? But people want what they want. You see what I'm saying? It says I did my first signing with an attorney on Zoom. All I did was an oath, nothing to say about the documents. This was from an attorney in Georgia. That is correct. They called me directly. I'm in New York. And the one that I got tomorrow morning, I got two tomorrow. I have one that is with a Georgia. So I got, matter of fact, I got to make sure that I put a note on my folder. See, all of y'all talk about not using folders. All I'm going to do is write on my folder, call attorney. Matter of fact, let me do it right now. Let me do it right now so I don't forget to do that. Yep. Call GA for Georgia attorney. Number in SnapDocs. So this is why the folder is a good idea. Yes, it costs money. It costs a little bit more money than binder clips, but you can't write notes on a binder clip. And having stickies all over it. And then if you really want it, you can have stuff written on the inside, notes all over. The people don't care. They're going to throw it out anyway. But you have all of your notes, and it just looks like, oh, okay, so now, oh, he put on here the name of the person, the fact that they're signing this set. It's at 10 a.m. Scan, call Georgia attorney, number in SnapDocs. Boom. You see what I'm saying? All right. What? We only got 4 likes. Hold up. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, how many likes? Well, I'm seeing 19, Dorinda. I'm seeing 19. Yours might be a little bit delayed. Okay. Whew. So, so you said that makes sense. Okay, you're welcome. I love the folder set. Yeah, get the folders. It's nothing wrong with that. And congratulations again to you, the natural Jesse, for that. So again, ask any questions that you want. Any questions about the business. If you ask me, if you email me, whatever, let me know. And it was something I wanted y'all to remind me to talk about tonight, and I don't forgot what it was. So if y'all remember what it is, let me know. Um, I like the FedEx envelopes better because let's say like if I close the FedEx envelope and I forget something, a lot of the FedEx envelopes have the two seals. So I can open it back up and then use the other seal and close it back up. And a lot of times with the FedEx envelope, if you seal it and you don't press it down right away too hard, you can pop it back open because sometimes I'll forget to put my pull the shipping label out. I know you're gonna tell me about the little laser thing, the thermal printer thing, man. I ain't got time to be buying that. I ain't buying that. But sometimes I forget to put the copy of the photos in there. I can pop that back open. UPS, once you seal it, it's sealed. There's no, and then if you do have to open it back up, well, guess what? You got to get another one. So I prefer the FedEx envelopes and everything. Right. I know he uses the thermal printer, but I ain't that fancy, man. Um, and all that. Notary Journal, you can get them right. Oh no, he knows that. He knows that. He's been in the game. He knows that. Yeah, I got right here letter, and then I got legal ones. You know, and I got plenty of UPS. I got it all. I got it all. So I'm ready to go. Do you do your business registration? You need to get an EIN first. Hold on one second. You need to get your EIN first. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on. Why can't I ever find that daggone video? Oh, I know. Right there. All right. Algorithm be stopping me from finding this one video that I did. Hold on one second, because I have a video for you, young lady, that you can hold on. There it is. I don't know why the algorithm keeps so um in there I talk about in this video that I just posted, you get your EIN first. Okay, you get your EIN because you want if you get your business name first and then somebody already got the EIN. Yeah. So in this video, I talk about the steps of doing it. There's a video in the description that talks about how to get your EIN on from the IRS, and it's free. Um, all of that. So everything you need to know is in that video. Well, I won't say everything. A lot of what you need, the 4 steps to setting up your LLC, that's pretty much what it is. It covers. And if you yeah, so So like I'm showing people how to, look up their business name here. Um, you know, using Incorp to get your business registered. Um, this site here, LLC University, is a good site to give you some information about all of that stuff. Everything you need to know. So when you get a chance, look at that, and it talks about everything you need to know in there, and I go step by step by step. And like I said, I got this video that talks about how to set up your EIN and your W-9 and all of that. Obtaining an employee identification number, um, everything you need to know. Like I said, down here in the description, um, it talks about it in here. Even how to search and get your W-9 and stuff. And then here it talks about applying for your EIN on the IRS site. Everything you need to know is right there, and you don't have to pay anybody to help you get a EIN. Okay, you don't. But I go over the steps in chronological order, the best way to do it. Okay. A lot of people go running and trying to start a bank account first, but you need to get your EIN first. Okay. You need to make sure your business name is secured, get your EIN, get your business license, because you got to go and register that with the city. Because when you register your business with the city, they want to see because they want to see your corporation paperwork. They want to see that you got an EIN. Then you go register with the city. Then after you register with the city, you take all those three things: EIN, business name, your corporation paperwork, business license, to the bank, and you're good to go. And then you start doing business. Okay, so that's the steps. That's the process that you should be doing. Let's see what other questions we got up in here. I saw somebody. All right. I have not really messed with Google Ads that much. Honestly, I just haven't had time to really look into it. I did get an email. I actually did get an email from somebody with Google. I don't know which email account it came to. It came email today about getting set up with some type of free Google ad thing. Somebody sent me Yeah, somebody sent me a thing, and I think it was from Google, about some kind of free training with Google. So um yeah, somebody sent me something earlier today, and I can't remember which account it was on, but I gotta look at here it is. Matter of fact, boom, finally found it. All right. So I'll show y'all this. I haven't even read it yet. So saying, hey, I'm Mark, digital marketing account person, this, that, and the other, Google onboarding team. Okay, this is both my wife. Okay, for sharpening your skills, because I hadn't even read it. And I manage her on Google page. So this is talking about optimizing ads. I'll probably give them a call and hear what's going on. But this is what I got today, Google Ads onboarding team. So I'll check it out. And I'm saying providing premium support for some customers with high potential for business expansion through Google Ads at no cost. And then over the next few months, I'll be here to help with Google Ads. This is my wife's business, Sharpen Your Skills. And she does a lot on Google profile. I don't do that much. So, yeah, first month review, second, third months. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna take a look at it next week and check it out, But that's what I got today. So I personally haven't done a whole lot with Google Ads. Google Ads can work. I just haven't done it. and all of that. And Osborne, he want to know what thermal printer you're using. So it says if you have a loan modification with an order for one signer, but it has two signers on the documents and only one signer will be present, what should be done? It's a split signing. It's a split signing. You would deal with that no different than anything. So you should already know what you're supposed to do, which I will tell you. Um, you only deal with the person who's in front of you. The notarial area, if their name is in the notarial area, and let me pull it up. Um, this is why I share with y'all. This is why I share with y'all. I got videos out here that addresses. Well, this is an old video. Well, I'm looking rough in this one, in my opinion. It's just all over the place. Camera angles wrong, lighting all jacked up compared to now. But this video here is talking about split signing because that's really what you're dealing with. It doesn't matter whether it's a loan modification or not. It's a split signing. Okay, it is a split signing because one person's here, the other person is there. It's a split signing, and you handle it just the same. It doesn't matter whether it's a loan mod, refinance, purchase, sale. You deal with the person who's in front of you, and you fill out the notarial certificates accordingly. That's what you do. If the person's name is in the notarial certificate, and I talk about it a lot of times on in here somewhere, I've talked about it, and I know in that video you just cross their name out. You do not cross out the name in the person's the signature line. And a lot of notaries, I don't know why people think they're supposed to do that. I'm serious. I don't know where that's coming from. That it's John Jones and Jane Jones. You're working with John, and then you say, I'm gonna cross out her signature. Well, if it's a split signing, there's a chance that they want the person to sign these documents, and the person will fill out a all-purpose acknowledgement that goes with it. If you think that you're supposed to be crossing the names out in the outside of your notarial area, then you need to have a conversation with somebody and find out is that what they want you to do. Because if you do it, then the question then becomes how do you explain why you did it? They'll ask you, why did you do this? And if you can't explain to them why you crossed it out, then that's a problem. That is a problem. You got to be able to explain why you crossed it out, because you might not be able to get a hold of somebody who can tell you the right thing to do. So if you're like, well, I'm gonna cross it out. Why? Why did you do that? And what did you base it on? And I'm sharing that with you because there was times where I did stuff and it was like, why did you do that? Well, I just assumed. No, don't assume. Call us and find out. Because if you just assume and you do it wrong and you didn't contact them, that's gonna make you look bad. And they're gonna be like, okay, now we gotta redo it. And you gotta redo it for free. Whereas all you had to do is ask. But notaries say the reason why I don't ask because I don't want to seem like I don't know anything. So this is that fake it till you make it syndrome. I'm not saying this is assigned to you, but this is what's going on out there. And subconsciously, a lot of us grab a hold of that and we don't want to ask questions. And we're like, well, I think I should do this. They're going to always ask you. I'm telling you that the office manager will call you and say, why did you do it that way? What happened? What made you think you're supposed to do that? And if they got 40 years in the business and they know what they're doing as a notary and they know what you're supposed to have done, they're gonna grill you. So that's what I'm trying to prepare y'all for. So if it's a split signing, there's a video that talks about it. You leave the signature line alone. You do not cross it out. I put on my community tab a video from the NNA that talked about adding a loose certificate and all of that. And they said, you don't mess with certain things on those documents. And signature lines is not one of them. Is one of them that you do not mess with. You handle the notarial certificate. That is your responsibility. You cross the name out. I got a video in there called Understanding Acknowledgments. Look at that video. You cross the name out of the person who's not there, initial it, and keep it going. Now, let's say you're in Texas and the person who's with you in Texas lives in Florida. The documents are going back to Florida. What I tend to do is I won't, if I know it's going to Florida, I won't mess with that notarial certificate that's for the state that it's going to. I will use my state certificate instead for the person that's with me. And I will leave the notarial certificate that is currently there alone. I'm not writing see attach. I'm not writing check out the thing next. I'm not, you leave it alone. I'm not lining through it. None of that. No, I don't know where these things, and again, I'm not saying this is assigned to you, but there are people out there who talk about lying through the notarial certificate and all of that. I don't know where that's coming from. These are people just making up stuff and like, yeah, this is what you should do. But the people who sent you the documents may not want that done. So this is why it's important for us to ask the questions. Do you want this done? And you can tell them because I've been told that some companies want that done. I just need to know, are you one of the companies that want it done? And they will be very appreciative. They'll say, well, thank you very much for checking with us, but no, we don't want that done. Or you know what? Yes, you can do that. That's that's it. That is really, really, really it. It said duly noted, noted giant. Cool. Got that. Okay. Nelco blueprint. Yeah. And it says, thanks for dropping the link and sharing about it. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Checking in at the end. Yeah, my man Caprinas. So again, any questions that you got, doesn't matter. Printers, this, that, or the other. He said it's sad that Mark Wills did this interesting, making you feel like a urban. His words, not mine. His words, not mine. His words, not mine. And a while ago, what did I do? I made a video. It has nothing to do with him, but I made a video called Notary Pyramid Scheme. Y'all should check it out. That video ticked a lot of people off. Yep. Yep. That video ticked a lot of people off. That look, I share with y'all all the time. I'm telling y'all, I've done some videos out here, and I'm not trying to attack any one person. It's the behavior and the attitudes that are out there. And the behavior and attitudes that are out there is what's keeping you from taking last minute orders. I ain't forgot about the last minute orders. The last minute orders is about attitude. It's all about your attitude. The moment you say, I'm scared, which I did a video about who made you scared in this business, the moment you come at a last minute order as, I'm afraid, I'm scared, what am I getting into? You're lost. You're done. You're not going to be able to do it because even if you accept it, you're going to be thinking that there's something in there that's going to explode in your face and just mess your whole life up when that's not the case. But you got to be brave. And my thing is this, there are so many of you who actually have done last minute things. There's many of you who've scheduled last minute baby showers, helped out last minute with weddings, family reunions, cooking for an event, planning funerals, all kinds of stuff. Your job came up to you and your manager said, hey, Earl, we want to put you in charge of such and such that's going to happen on Friday and it's Tuesday. You think you can put it together? We got this training seminar that's coming up and we want you to coordinate this, that, or the other so that we can, it's going to be for 150 people. Do you think you can get the conference room set up for that and make sure that we got the audio, video, and this, that, and the other? You can't tell me that that kind of stuff ain't never happened to y'all before. And you said, and you thrive on it. You're like, oh man, this is my chance to impress the boss. Yeah, no problem. I get it. And you go and next thing you know, you tell your wife, baby, the next 3 days, I got to get this done. And you spending time at home, you calling your friend Frederico, hey, yo, Frederico, what's up, homie? Yeah, what's going on, my man? Hey, you're an audio video guy, right? Yeah, look, man, I need to do this. Can you teach me? And you go and pull in all these resources to get you set up so you can succeed in this last minute request to set up a training seminar that you ain't never done before. And you go and do it. And then you become a notary and you're like, I'm scared of this little thing. You are scared to go press a stamp. I don't get that. And that's why I say it's mental, it's psychological. People are out here are making you think that this thing is more complicated than what it is. And because they make you think it's complicated, or they share with that, they put that out there and you accept it and you adopt it into your life, that's how you're going to live your notary business life. Always worried and always scared. Because you can't be afraid of something until you accept the fear that's supposed to be coming from it. When you accept that that thing is fearful, when you accept that thing is daunting, when you accept that thing is too much for you, then that's how you're going to live your life. In the story. And there's no getting around that. There's no, I accept this is a scary thing. I accept that this is a daunting thing, but I'm brave. I'm going to, no, it's not. Where is it scary at? Where? Because either you're brave or you're afraid. It's that simple. Now, I acknowledge that it can be fearful and scary, but what's the mitigation? How do you mitigate being fearful and scary concerning notary? Learn your state laws. What is this notary business really about? It's about notarizing signatures. And if you got that down pat, then again, as I keep saying, why is it so important for a notary to explain legal documents that they didn't put together? Because if you can explain a loan document, then why can't you explain a will or a power of attorney? Hmm? Well, I can explain it. I'm supposed to because I went and took the NNA certification. NNA doesn't say that you're supposed to do that. Well, I took so and so's course. Did your state say you're supposed to do that? You see what I'm saying? Let's see. Text messages again. Oh, okay. Okay, that's something else. You see what I'm saying? This is very, very important that you need to understand. Why do you have to do this? What makes it so important and imperative that the notary does this? And I would love for somebody to tell me in the chat, because I've been saying this for the last 3 years and ain't nobody came out and told me that I'm supposed to do that. You can't explain a POA or a state. That is correct. You cannot. But everybody keeps saying that you're supposed to. Everybody keeps training you to do that. And I want to know why. I'm asking y'all, maybe not y'all who's here, but the people, I need to know why. Now, what I have been told, the 1 or 2 times that people have answered it, they said, well, it's good customer service. If it's good customer service, then why so many notaries getting blacklisted when they don't notarize properly? They explain the documents, but they then got blacklisted because they did what? Didn't notarize properly. So if it's good customer service for a mortgage document, then why isn't it the same for the rest of the things out there? Why can't you find anywhere in your state statute that says good customer service says that you're supposed to explain the documents? To me, good customer service is doing what your job says. Well, what is my job? Notarizing the signature, verifying ID. How many people are not saying the oath? See, if you ain't saying the oath when you do it, that's a problem. That ain't good customer service. When you're not recording them in the logbook, that's not good customer service. Come on, somebody, talk to me. Y'all know this, but you're willing to forego your actual responsibilities just so you can say something about the document and seem like the smartest person in the room. Hmm? I have been thinking of signing up for one of those loan signing companies, but I'm just going to go through the NNA and look at more videos. Well, all you got to do is get with me. You get with me. The videos, I got all kinds of videos. I will show y'all again. I will show you again. Hold on. Let me show you again. Okay, I don't need that. Tag on it. All right, let me show you again. All right. This is again, if you're on YouTube, Griffin Notary. Here, click on the picture. When you get here, all you got to do is click on playlist. And when you click on playlist, all the different playlists that I have. The main playlist that you should look for, the first one. Where is it? Sometimes it get pushed down to the bottom. Right here, Notary Basics. And I'm not going to leave y'all the link. I want y'all to go and get it because because for some reason people act like they can't figure this out. Notary Basics. Got 115 videos in there. I'm a new notary. What's next? Brief overview of understanding acknowledgement. Document, an overview of just the loan documents. Doc prep. Preparing the documents. Yeah, this one here, where do they sign? Where do I sign? The difference between the LSC and the NSA, mainly for Virginia notaries. About your profile. People talking about mentoring you. You need to understand what mentoring is. Document presentation for new NSAs. Systems checks. Read and follow instructions. Adobe printing issues. How to use Adobe DC to separate your things, and you ain't got to pay that money with the page separator. This here talks about solving your printer issues. This is a great video with Veronica. On and on and on. What's in my bag? I'm never doing this video again, so don't ever ask me to do another one. I didn't want to do this one, but people kept bugging me, and I just went on and did it. So I will never do another what's in my bag video. You know, like this here, you overpaying to be a notary does not justify you getting a high fee. I had forgot to take my little headband off. Brief training on representative capacity acknowledgments. This is a real good video. Talking to her, she's a signing agent and a real estate agent. This one here is with a NSA real estate broker and underwriter. This here interview with Jasmine doing 40 and 50 prepared her $50 signage prepared her for her first closing. It shouldn't cost you $500 to get some simple help. Workplace issues that W-2 people deal with. My interview with Rob Turner, my accountant. All of this stuff, all of these videos can help you out. This here, these two is creating a 1% in this notary business. That's what some people are doing. They're trying to create this elitism in the notary business. They're trying to create a upper echelon in the notary business. For those of you in Texas, talking about HELOCs. This year's, I'm talking about money don't move. I was ticked this day because somebody had called me and basically was like, they wanted me to do some kind of training with them or something. And they're like, well, I'm going to pay you. And they had a little attitude. I don't do this for money. That's why y'all don't see me up here asking for super chats and all of that kind of stuff. If somebody give it, cool, but I'm not moved by money. I'm going to do this whether I'm monetized or not. And I did this. I was able to be monetized. Hold on, let me come back to y'all for a second. What a lot of people don't realize, I did YouTube videos for 8 months after being monetized. YouTube was like, you're monetized, you can make money letting ads run on your thing. I went 8 months before I went and implemented monetization on my channel. That was my thing because there were so many people that were sitting up here telling me, "Hey man, do some more videos." But then when I was doing them, I bet you monetize. I bet you making all kind of money off of this here. And I was like, y'all whack. This ain't about money. This is not about money because just as quickly as people became members of this here, part of subscribers, y'all could turn around and leave. So I'm not depending on this as a way or as a source. Now there's other people who are. They want every dime, and that's why they in the life of a notary. They do all that crap because they're trying to get you to feed into that. And that's why I say if you listen to some of these people videos and ask yourself simply this: who in the world, where are you getting 5,000 people in 48 hours to look at that dry video you just put up? Hmm? Y'all know they can't. They're like, man, your stuff is dry. We got 30 people in here. I got over 15,000 subscribers. YouTube doesn't push my stuff out to everybody, all of that. So I'm like, how the heck are you getting 5,000 people? Because they're paying for it in the store. So I'm trying to get you to realize that I got all kinds of playlists out here to deal with some of everything, notary supplies, product overview, Fritter Friday videos, business mindset, my interviews. Oops, didn't want to play the video. Wanted to. Everything. With me and my accountant, different videos in here talking about the scaling your business. Me, Matthew, and Q was talking about that. Now or never, it's your time. Talking with Star McQueen. That was a good interview. All of these different. This here is great interview. Candid discussion with a signing company owner. Y'all need to listen to that. The information, the ability to do this business is within this channel. I'm not saying that the stuff that the other trainers are teaching is wrong. They're just not going to teach you about the notarizations, and they don't talk about the real deal of what you're faced with on a day-to-day basis. They're not teaching you how to be prepared to do a last-minute signing. I'm showing y'all. That's why I'm doing these videos, and I'm telling y'all, I'm getting up and doing 6 o'clock in the morning closing. I'm going to be up a little late tonight doing my 249 pages. But you got all these notaries saying, don't do this. Okay, so you don't do it. Then what do you do to make money? You started a business. What do you do to make money? I didn't, where were they at when you had to ride 45 minutes one way? Where were they at when you had to get up at 3 in the morning to catch the metro to work? I didn't hear them telling you not to do that. But they're going to tell you don't do this work. Well, that ain't good enough. Well, what is good enough? And this is why I keep sharing with y'all. Y'all need to ask these people questions. Y'all need to challenge them. Anybody that wants your money, you need to challenge them as to why are you telling me not to take this order? Okay, then how do I get the $200 order? Because keep in mind, all of this training you're taking, all of these Zooms you're sitting in, there's nothing wrong with them. I've done it myself. Not paid for a whole lot of training, but I've sat in a lot of the Zoom calls. I've sat in and went back later and watched them. Here's the thing. If you got 300 people in a Zoom meeting, you can safely say 50 people will probably be within your same area. Wherever you live at, there's a chance 50 of them are in your area. All 50 of y'all are being taught the same exact thing. All 50 of y'all are marketing the same exact way. All 50 of y'all are communicating the same exact way. What's different about you between the other 49 people? All 50 of y'all are saying, pay me $200. And all of the people you're talking to are like, well, that's beyond our price point. And then all 50 of y'all are saying, well, I ain't going to do the work. But you see the price. What's wrong with the 125? We want 200. Well, I was told to get 200, but that 125, and you say you can get me this here, what, 17 times in a month? Okay, so 125 times 17, that's 20, that's 2,125. What's wrong with 2,125? Hmm? You get what I'm saying? What is wrong with that dollar amount? Nothing. This is what I don't understand. And y'all keep falling for the okie doke. And I'm not trying to be funny with you. You say, am I still? Nah, I'm not doing the training. Everything you want to know is on the YouTube channel. Anything that people want to know, if somebody, people tell me, hey, can you do a video on this? Okay, I'll do a video on it. I'll do a video on it. But here's the thing, there are people who, I don't want people wasting their money. And there are people, and I know some people like to be slick. They like to pay for training, and then they like to do that little cash app chargeback. And somebody stole my card and paid for notary training. I don't know who did that. You did. Now you want to get the training for free. So I ain't got time for that. I'm just being real for you. I ain't got time for that. It's people that's out there doing that mess, and I ain't got time for that. So here it is for free. Because here's the thing. I'd rather give it to you for free and you not do anything with it than you pay and give me a headache of charging back and causing me some kind of financial loss, and still you don't do it. So I give it to you for free. You either do it or you don't, and you ain't giving me no financial headache. Because if you give me a financial headache, I'm gonna be on a plane toward having a conversation with you. I'm just being real with you. I'm that guy. Oh, Grill. Yeah, let's talk about that chargeback. I'm just two people. One or two people did that to me. One or two people did that. One or two people did that. And so, yeah. It said, thank you so much for the price information. You look like you might be related to my family. I appreciate it. Might be. Might be. It says, hello, Mr. Grimm. Thank you for this great information you provide because your videos really help me with my notary business. That is wonderful. Can you provide or suggest a company to get additional liability? Right now, the only one I know of is Byberg or merchants with the NNA. Hiscock decided they're not doing it anymore. People have tried to do it with State Farm at one time. I don't know if State Farm is doing it. You could always give your insurance company, like Allstate or whoever, and they might be able to help you. But right now, Byberg, because the question would be if it's a cost thing, like Byberg is like 300 and some bucks a year, and you can pay that over a 10-month span of time at 30 some bucks a month for 10 months. So the question would be, is it the cost of Byberg if you know about them or what have you? But those, I mean, Byberg, I stumbled across them and I haven't had any issues with Byberg whatsoever. Haven't done anything for anybody to hit my E&O insurance. So far, I've been good. I've been good. What else? And then it says it said that happened to me last week. Disputed the car. I sent a picture of me and the lady to the credit card company. Yeah, yeah. So that's what. Think about it. If any of you trainers are watching this video, either live or replay, and any of you trying to get into this, think of it this way: as desperate as these people just getting ready to, they're not getting ready, they're losing their jobs. They're gonna be desperate. So guess what? They're gonna be trying to take all this training, and then they're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna do a chargeback. And then guess what? They're gonna take that same training material that they got, and you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna then turn around and be a trainer, and they don't know nothing about this business because they're gonna see that's where the money is at. The money is in fake training. This play training. That's where the money is at. And I'm trying to tell you, the only thing I ask people, if you want additional help, you can pay to be a YouTube channel member. And if you're a YouTube channel member, I provide you with additional help, more one-on-one help for what you got going on. Um, and all that is hitting this join button right here and everything. If you hit the I forget you got to sign in. If you're not signed in, then you can't do it. But you hit the join button and you can be a channel member, and that's where I give people one-on-one help. Just like I think it was because there's so many Faiths that I know, and I think it was you, Faith, that called me the other day because it was two Faiths, and I forgot to make sure. And I think it was you, Faith, that called me when you was talking about a signing. Oh yeah, it was. It says right here. Thanks for the last minute help on the order. Right. So she's a channel member, so she know, and the channel members, and that's the people with that little squiggly thing there. They know they can call me, and I help them. Matter of fact, before we got on, my man Danny, he called me and he was asking me the same question about the signing, about the split signing on a loan mod. Gave him the same answer. Leave the name that's on the signature line alone, and then cross out the name that's in the notarial certificate and all that. And he brought up a good point. He said what threw him off was that they called it a standalone split signing. So he was thinking that because it was called a standalone split signing, that something different had to be done. And I shared with him, no, it doesn't matter whether they call it a standalone, a dual, or whatever. If you're only dealing with that person who's in front of you, so therefore that's who you have to work with. And if their name is, and if Fred ain't there to sign, you leave his signature line alone, but you go ahead on and cross his name out in the notarial area, because he was saying that they told him these documents aren't going to be shipped to the other signer. They're going to be going back to the title company or whoever the lender was, a loan mod, so it'll be going back to the lender, and they're going to send that person a separate set of documents. No problem. But this is what we're supposed to do in there, and that's what it. So yeah, me and Faith got on there, and I know she did fine with that order and everything. And that's what I try to do with those who are channel members. If you're a channel member, you get real good direct one-on-one help. You're in the signing, you call me, I help you out. Okay. So there's a lot of people that they just want to do their own thing. So I'm like, okay, cool. So that's the only thing people really are paying me for, and that's if. And I think we got like 110 people that are channel members. It's not a whole lot. It's not a whole lot. So we do, monthly meetings based on my schedule. I try to do at least 2 monthly meetings, and I do out videos for them, which I haven't done. And I got to do some private videos for them, explaining and sharing some things to them. That's what I do. But the whole goal of this channel and what I'm doing is to help you build the confidence. I'm not trying to make you the smartest person in the room. I'm trying to make you the most competent person with regards to your notarial certificates in the room, which is just you and them. So you have to be, and if you can't do that consistently and effectively, you're not going to be in this business long. I wish those people who are all hyped up on the explaining document thing, there's a lot that got blacklisted. There are a lot that aren't. I wish they would be honest about that and say how that sort of screwed them over, because they got all caught up in that. But then when they went out there and actually did the closings, they didn't know what they was doing for the notarial part. I wish those people would be honest and explain that. I would love for them to come on. They ain't got to show their face and just come on and just talk about what they went through and how that stuff messed them up, because it's messing people up. It is really messing people up to try to figure out how to explain the document. I'm gonna ask and be honest, okay? Type a 3 in the chat if part of the reason at any point in time when you got in this business or now, the reason why you were struggling or stifled at one point in time was because you were stuck on trying to understand the documents and how you were going to explain them, and you got overwhelmed about all of the information about the documents, PCORs, tax forms, explaining um explaining the CD and the tax, this, that, and the other. People was telling us to do that. And I know personally there was a lot of people who had gotten overwhelmed and it made them doubt why they even got into business. Now, if that was you, type a 3 in the chat, type a 5 in the chat if you realize at some point in time I didn't need to do all of that. And once you moved away from that, things got better for you. Once you realize that, okay, Pam, yep. Once you realize, hey, this is what it's all about, it got easier for you. When you realize, if I know how to notarize the documents, boom. Because I'm telling y'all, over 90% of the time when I'm doing a closing, the signers don't even ask me to explain anything. They don't want to know anything. Now, I'm gonna be fully transparent. There is only one scenario in which I will say something about the documents. And let me set this up for y'all to help y'all out so y'all can see what I'm talking about here. Okay. Let me set this up for a second. Let me set this up for a second. All right. Let me close all of that out since I've already printed all of y'all. All right. Okay. There is only one scenario in which my mouth will open about the documents. Where the heck is it? Where are you? Where is that thing at? All right. Oh, here it is. All right. All right. I think, yeah, I can use this one. I'll use this as an example. It's a short one. Let me get down here. Hold on one second, party people. All right, hold on. Goodness. Nope. You know what? That ain't a good file. My bad. That is truly not a good file. That is not going to give me what I want for y'all. Where the heck is it? Let me try this. Come on. Hold on one second, people. Hold on one second for me. All right. All right. Okay. So something like this, okay? The only time you have signers that are not motivated, they're very lethargic, and they won't read for themselves. They haven't listened to anything the loan officer has said. And they sit here trying to read this and just take forever because their level of comprehension, because it's just being honest, it's not there. They're not really focused on it. And they're sitting here looking at the document taking forever. Now, I've read through a lot of these documents on my own, so I understand what they are. If I see somebody being slothful, struggling or whatever, all I said, like with this here, as the title said, this is a whole harmless letter for property taxes. All this is that saying that if the taxes that were paid versus the taxes that were that's at the county are different, you're responsible for paying them. This is the notary must read stuff. Yep, that's my stuff. Borrower's acknowledgement. All this is doing is just acknowledging that they describe the property is that this company is handling the transaction, and it says it right here. It says it right here. The undersigned borrower of the above property described property states that they are aware that WFG lenders is handling part or all of the closing. That's it. That's it. That's it. But that comes from experience. What I typically do is just tell them, say, just read the first paragraph. That first paragraph, boom. And it even tells us the second. The undersigned agrees that if requested by the lender, this, that, and the other, such and such will happen. Just read it. And if they read it, let me zoom in on this a little bit. If just imagine, this is how I look at it. If you read this, how can you not understand it? The undersigned, and this is the key word. The undersigned means the person who's signing the document. That's all it means. The person who is signing that document. So the undersigned borrowers, and it tells you who they talk about, borrowers. It tells you here, undersigned borrowers agree if requested by the lender or closing agent to fully cooperate and adjust for clerical errors. That's it. All it is a borrower's acknowledgement. You are acknowledging that you will do this. It's not that hard. It really isn't. But when you're new, you're getting stuff last minute, your brain is not going to process this. And it took me probably a year and a half to get to that point. Check disbursement for proceeds fund. That's all. They need to read this. And it's important for them to read this because they need to know what this is saying. They need to understand, because you don't want to sit here and try to articulate how they're supposed to get their money back and you don't understand it yourself. Acknowledgement for receipt of settlement statement. It's right there. They're acknowledging that they received the settlement statement. What is the settlement statement? The closing disclosure and the alter. Okay. Primarily the alter is the settlement statement, and then the closing CD is the closing disclosure. But it says here, I have carefully reviewed. Oops, let me zoom in. That person, I carefully reviewed the settlement statement to the best of my knowledge and belief that it is true and this, that, and the other. This is why I'm saying they need to read this. They need to read this so that they can honestly say, yep, this is me. Yep. I agree to this. And then down here, the escrow officer, to the best of my knowledge, is this, that, and the other. I read it, and then they sign. So what I'm trying to get y'all to understand, if you're going to do right, and a lot of times they put the important in bold, have the borrowers read that, and it helps them. You're right. That's it. That's it. Think about it. Let's look at this scenario. We'll use Caprinas and Angel. Caprinas has a 5 o'clock closing. Matter of fact, he got the closing 3 days ago. He got the documents 2 days ago. So 3 days ago, he was assigned to the order. 2 days ago, he received the documents. At 4 o'clock, he's leaving to go to the order. He's like, I'm new. I want to be there bright and early. So I'm going to just go ahead on and head over into that area. On his way there at 4:35, somebody hits his car. He can't make it there. The order goes back out again, and Angel gets it. So now Angel has the order. She's 40 minutes away, and they're like, we need you to hurry up and get over there. Angel's new. Does Angel have time to be worried about what she's going to actually say about the documents? Or does Angel need to be concentrating on, let me make sure that I know how to notarize? Because let's just say the signers, when she gets there, let's say she gets the order at 4:45. I mean, it's 5 o'clock at 4:45. It's going to, it's, let's just say, regardless of the document, she prints it. She's not getting there till 5:35. At 5:35, she gets there. She hasn't had a chance to look at the documents. All she has to do is simply this. It goes back to that video I did called Where Do What They Sign, Where Do I Sign? As you get to this page, he signs here. That person isn't there with me. This here is the line of credit affidavit payoff. It says right here, whenever you see check boxes, read the information, read the information above it and below it, and really ask them. From experience, all this is saying is that if these conditions exist, then you may or may not have a line of credit. They read this, they can answer that question. Oh, they sign. Oh, wow. Notarization, state of, county of, boom, boom, boom. So when you see that, oh, they sign, notarization part. Okay. This is saying borrows affidavit, their marital status. What is your marital status? Are there any unpaid debts, this, that, and the other? If there are, they list them. If not, they typically write none. As of the date of this, that, and the other, they initial to agree or confirm. Then they sign, you notarize. It's an exhibit. It doesn't have anything on here for them to sign. This is just a legal description of their property. Instructions for the notary. All of this about cybersecurity, limited power of attorney. You put the date. They can read through this if they want. Then they either sign to accept what the terms and conditions of the power of attorney is, or they can reject it. And then here's your notarization. This is something I made a signing service. Nothing there. Nothing there. And a lot of times this here with WFG, they have all of this stuff. Then here's your alter statement. They sign it. There's nothing for you to notarize. It's that simple. You look at this fax cover sheet, okay? There's nothing for them to sign on that. Special closing instruction. It's a whole bunch of special closing instruction. You look through there, there's nothing for them to sign on the special closing instruction. You glance at it, you look in the corners. What I do is I look down here in the corners to see if there's anything they need to be initialed. None of that. Don't be sitting here freaking out where it says, okay, well, I think I'm going to have them sign it or initial it. If they want them to sign it or initial it, they will tell you. They will put an indicator on there. If they don't, they won't. The only document that comes up that they need to sign or initial is the survey that shows the outline of their property boundaries. All of these here, loan condition, all of this here, closing instruction addendum. Now you get all the way down here to the closing disclosure. You show them this, all the way down here to the last page. Boom, they sign. There's nothing here for you to notarize. There was two of them. They signed again. And then, oh yeah, and then this is for the wife. That's it. This is why I'm saying I don't know. Just on that alone, it should show you that all you got to do is make sure they sign where the name is at. Does it say date by? Yes. Does their initial that they need to do? It's either yes or no. When I'm sitting there with them, I said, if you see a date field by your name, please date. If you do not see a date field, don't date. That's all I do. That's all I do. Romy Rome said that's how he got his first signing. He said the notary had a flat tire on the way to the signing and asked me to do it. That's it. That's it. Said I received my first signing this year, called at 10 o'clock, at 10 for an appointment at 11:15. Again, the question is, why can't you do that? What prohibits you from taking a last minute signing? That's the question you have to ask yourself. And then once you identify what the issues are, what the concerns are, what the roadblocks are, now you got to sit here and figure out how to overcome all of that. And don't tell me you can't figure that out for this business. But what you want is somebody to tell you. Sometimes a lot of people want, just, can you just tell me what to do? Okay, I tell you what to do. What I need from you is in writing, that when I tell you what to do, and if it's some reason it doesn't work out, you don't blame me. Because let's just be real. And I understand that's why a lot of trainers don't get into this kind of stuff, because they know people will blame them. Heck, if you're doing a chargeback, what makes me think you won't blame me for your failure? Because there's a chance that you didn't execute it properly. And think about it. This is why, and a lot of people get upset with me because I keep referencing my videos when they call. I can have a conversation with you about a reverse mortgage, but I got a video that explains it. So if you look at the video rather than sitting on a phone with me, there's a chance you're going to remember what you saw in the video. And what I find interesting is so many people talk about their visual learners, but a lot of them won't look at my videos. They want me to sit down and talk to them about this, that, or the other when I got videos talking about this, that, or the other. It's there so you learn visual. So that's why sometimes I don't buy into that stuff with people saying, well, I'm a visual learner. I really got to do it. Okay, well, I got a video. Oh, well, I'm not that kind of visual learner. I got the physical. Well, I'm in Virginia, you're in Texas. At some point in time, you got to be able to comprehend what you read and what you see. Everything can't be just laid out in front of you for you to do it. And I know a lot of you want that. You want this thing laid out in front of you. You want the documents, every single thing, because you know what you're doing? You're sitting here, tax record information sheet, and you're sitting now like this here. This form must be completed by the title officer, escrow officer, and or closing attorney and signed by the same. This sheet must be completely filled out or it will be returned for completion. Instructions for the completion of tax record. This is what you're doing. Okay. Then the next thing. Debt questionnaire. During the past 5 years, have you directly or indirectly been obligated on any? They can read that for their daggone self. But this is what notaries are doing. You're sitting here reading it like it's a daggone novel. They got boxes here for them to check. They got a signature there for them to sign. That's all that needs to be done. That's it. It said it's mostly nerves and inexperience to overcome. Yeah, and I agree. But at the same time, in other areas of your life, you was inexperienced and you was nervous and you did something. Now I know there are people who was inexperienced and nervous and they folded like a lawn chair. They were like, I'm done. And they gave up. And but then you came into this business. So you're gonna spend a whole lot of money trying to get somebody to give you everything that you won't do for yourself, or you're gonna figure it out for yourself. It's that simple. And I get it. And you have to make up your mind whether or not you're going to push through. There are things at times it's like, I'm scared, I'm nervous about this. I'm recognizing that this can be very scary. But I said, you know what? Failure is not an option. I'm more afraid of not putting forth an effort than trying and somebody, except when it comes to marketing, as y'all know, I get a little that one bothers me. But as y'all know, I've broken out of that and I'm actually getting better and facing that fear. And I actually ran from it for several years. But I worked real hard in other areas to get my business going because of the lack of confidence I had in the area of marketing. But some of y'all, you're getting nervous in one little tiny area and you're letting it affect you. And you're like, it's been 2 years. How many of y'all put a one in the chat if you know of somebody that has been in the business over a year and they really haven't done anything with it? They haven't done anything with this business and they've been in it a year and they got less than 100 signs. And or even let's say less than 50, and they really haven't done anything with the business. But they got all the equipment they done spent, and they still going to conferences, they still going to train, they still doing all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? I said the bottom line is quit wasting time and get them to sign. That's it. Push through the fear, you will grow from it. And I will say this here. A lot of folk, y'all go to church. Y'all go to church and y'all sit there. Yeah, preacher. Yeah. Oh, you own it today. Put your weight on it. Oh, come on, preacher. Come on, pastor. Come on, pastor. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. We don't say pastor. We say pastor. Come on, pastor. You just sitting there. Woo, yeah. Oh, glory. Mm, mm, ooh. And then you get in this business and you all loaded down with fear. Video not froze. Video is not froze, y'all. This is the stuff that these other trainers don't talk to y'all about. And I'm trying to push you to greatness. Learning the documents isn't pushing you to greatness. Dealing with you dealing with you is what's going to get you to greatness. That's where it's at. And until you deal with that, because you're the one that's going to be out there doing these closing, there's not a single solid trainer out there that's paying you to do a closing. Well, Ronnie, he got a signing company, but that's if he got work in your area. If he don't have work in your area, then he ain't paying you, even though you're taking this training. But the vast majority, so you got to get out there and build the relationship with the person who got the purse. They got the money, but you're sitting here worried about doing what your trainer said, and you don't even know how to do what they said. You don't even know how to respect what they're saying in their instructions. You don't. You're doing your own thing. You're doing, and your own thing is what the trainer said. And I'm not saying that all trainers are bad. I'm not saying that they give you bad information. No, but you still got to know how to notarize. That's really what it boils down to. God didn't give us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. And that is true. So then why so many people who believe in that on Sunday don't walk in it Monday through Saturday? There are a lot of people who believe that God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. But Monday through Saturday, they're walking opposite of that. And then they're praying for a breakthrough. Oh Lord, give me a breakthrough. And I'll be honest with you, I was praying for a breakthrough. I was like, okay, Father, I need a breakthrough. I need something to pop, with this notary business. I said, okay, things are a little slow right now. And the next thing I know, I get a buck 75 Ron to do. No problem. I'm on it. I'm gonna find a way to fit it in there. All of a sudden, and then another guy called me for a $30 general notary. No problem. Then another guy called me for $150. Somebody gave him some real estate documents to get done. $150. Okay, boom. I asked for it, it came, and I took it. So you talking about 355 this week just off of a prayer that I said. I will be a fool not to sit there and take the orders that came. I will be a fool. I asked for it. I said, okay, I need a breakthrough. I need some things to pop. And bam, there they go, 355. I don't care if it came through 5 orders or 1 order. It's 355. It's 355. It hits the bank the same. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Is this Griff won't they initial the alter? Not if they don't ask for them. Some alter pages, they don't have to initial. They don't have to initial it. There's no, if they sign it, that means they've seen all three. See, that's the thing, because see, the question is why do they need to initial it? Well, by them initialing, it says that they saw it. Okay, did this company say that they did the company indicate that they need to initial it? No. Okay, then they won't initial it. You can't have people initialing stuff. Now, I'll be honest, I keep hearing that from a lot of California notaries. The California notaries have people just initialing everything, not necessarily you, Wanda, but other notaries that I've heard since I've been on YouTube that's in California are always talking about having people initial every single page, whether there's an initial spot on it or not. But yet I've told y'all and shown y'all time and time again where there's instructions out there that the people say don't have them initial pages that don't ask for it. But even though it's saying that in the instructions, you're doing what a notary trainer has said, which was have them initial it anyway. And the reason why that notary trainer is telling you that is because the people who they deal with ask them to do that. But it doesn't mean everybody wants that done. And that's the biggest fallacy that I have with all the trainers. They're teaching as if this way is the only way from the title company. This is what I'm saying. I know somebody gonna say, "Well, Griff, you no, hear me out." They're saying this is this is what title companies want. How do you know that every title company wants that? Now, what do I say about explaining the documents? I say, what does your state say? Because other states can say the notary will explain the documents. The problem is I'm not a notary of your state where you want that. I'm a notary in my state where they don't. But it's different when you got people sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm training you for what title companies want." You mean those 23,000 title companies that are out there? Yeah. And you've talked to all 23,000 and you know what they want. And that's what they said. They said that they want that. Look, I just did a quick search here. Just escrow companies. There are over 2,757 escrow agents. Just the escrow agents. I asked for companies, but it gave me agents. That's not a whole lot. 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 And then it said what states have escrow. These states here. I mean, this is how you figure out stuff. How many settlement companies? Does it say? Well, that's debt settlement. Let's get more specific. Mortgage settlement. So this talking about summary of mortgage data 4,000. It's not giving me what I was looking for as to the number, but I did look up how many title companies. And now it's coming down. So as of 2024, 2,000, 21,120. Right there, you see it. So you got 21,120 title companies as of January 9th in 2024. Now you tell me what notary trainer knows what each and every single one of those companies want. Who knows? No one. But what we do know is that in every single mortgage, when there's a loan, when there's money being lent, there's going to be a deed or mortgage that needs to be notarized. And do you know how to do that? And typically, there's probably 8 to 13 documents that need notarizations. It's typically maybe 1 to 3 that has an acknowledgement, and the rest are jurats, where you have to swear them in, either one time or for each one. That's on you and your state guidelines. That's what you got to be able to do. So, and hold on. Let me share some numbers. Let me share something with y'all because I had to write this down. I wrote it down. Where is it? Hold on. I'm gonna share something with y'all. All right. So and then hold on 1 second. I had a closing that had over 100 signatures. And out of that, and it was 2 different loans. On one set of, and this was a commercial loan, there was 42 notarizations on one and 47 on the other. 89 notarizations. That was on a commercial loan because it was a whole bunch of different entities. Typically, you're talking about 13 notarizations. I don't know how many is going to be in that 249 pages. I'll figure that out in about an hour after I get off of here and chill for a little bit. But it is what it is. I don't know. Would you really believe it? When you really believe it, you put it into action. Correct. All too often, we make life harder than what it has to be. Correct. And that's what I'm saying. I believe the game is the notary trainers are amping up, hyping up, embellishing what we're supposed to do as notaries. And I know people don't like me for saying this, but they're embellishing this business to the point to where you feel that you need to take this extra training, all of this stuff. But there's nobody training you for all 21,120 different title company ways that they're doing it. And that's down. It was 23,000 and some change. So it's down by at least a little more than 2,000 title companies have left the industry. People, they shut them down. And then how many mortgage lenders? Whew, it's all kinds of. So all of these variations, the one thing is standard is the notarization. So that's why I focus on that. Do I understand the documents? Yes, I understand them and I can explain them. But am I legally allowed to? That's the question. And how deep can I get into them? That's the question. And if my notary trainer, who's not a part of my state, can't articulate that for me, then why am I following their guidelines? Why am I doing what they said? If you're at work and somebody comes in that you know typically at work, W-2, Fridays is dress down day, casual Fridays and all of that, right? If you see somebody coming in casual Wednesday and they tell you, oh, yeah, you can do that. Yeah. Next week, just throw your jeans on. You know what you're going to do? You're going to go to that manual. You're going to go to your manager. You're going to go to somebody and ask, when did we start doing casual Wednesdays? They're going to be like, ignore them. They just be doing that, just pushing the envelope. They trying to make a casual Wednesday. Gotcha. You don't just blindly follow people in your W-2 world that tells you to do things because you know it can mess you up financially. So why are you doing it in this business? I know y'all don't blindly follow me because I articulated as well as I can and give you receipts on what I'm saying. And you and I would have to say there's a little bit of the Cat Williams syndrome here where I'm saying things and nobody has came out and told me I'm wrong. And it's not that I'm trying to pound my chest and say I'm the best thing and I'm never wrong. No, I know I've been wrong on things. And there's people that have corrected me privately. But on some of the major things that I've said, I'm like, if I'm wrong, please tell me. Tell me why it's so important for a notary to explain the loan documents. But those same people that say explain the loan documents will be quick to say don't explain the power of attorney, estate planning, wills, things of that nature. That's when it made me started making me think. When I'm hearing people that's telling me to study and learn the loan documents, that same person is saying, don't try to explain a will or power of attorney. You have no authorization to do that. What authorizes me to do this with the loan documents? And what I'm concluding is that it's good customer service or where you got certified with the NNA or you took somebody's training course that's not recognized by your state. And therefore that now trumps what your state says and make you authorized to explain loan documents or give a general overview or point to the who and the what and the where and the why. When did that become a part of my state statute? And nobody has ever been able to answer that except for the best to say they can say is good customer service. The hardest part is pushing the start button. Once you hit it often, you often wonder why you didn't do it sooner. We have to stop wasting precious time and money. I'm gonna end with this, y'all. I'm gonna end with this. That statement is so true. If at any point in time in your life you ever had that level, that type of regret, what she's saying right here, that you sat there and delayed on pushing the start button, and then once you did, you was like, man, why didn't I do this sooner? If that is you, you need to be pushing the start button on this now. You need to start figuring out what is it that's stopping me from pushing the start button with regards to this business. What is it that is stopping me? And then come up with a plan to remove that out of the way so you can hit the start button. That's what you need to do. And once you do that, then you'll be like, okay, because I personally get tired of having regrets in my life. I don't want regrets in my life. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put forth every effort to remove regret by learning. And I'm not depending on individual. I will listen to them. Or I listen to what they say. And then I think about it, I analyze it, and then I'm like, okay, is this true? How is this applicable to me? Oh, that ain't applicable to me. Well, what is applicable to me? Oh, this is applicable, but that's not. Or it's not applicable right now. It's applicable at a different time. So I need to be at a particular level or a particular level of experience or something for this, what they're saying to be applicable for me. But right now, I mean, it's good to know, but it's not something that I need to do right now. Well, what is it that I need to do right now? Well, okay, with that, well, I can handle that. Okay, well, let me do that and do it well. And then get to a point to adding that in and then adding some more and then adding some more. But what's happening is that y'all are putting too much on yourselves. You're overwhelmed and they're not telling you to stop. They're like, come on, keep coming on, come on. And yeah, they'll dance with you and, ooh, and get on TikTok with you and Instagram with you because you helping them to not go do closing because a lot of them ain't doing closings. You're helping them. And now they're gonna dance with you. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna help you dance. I'm gonna dance with you. You making me $1 million? Yeah, I'm gonna help you. Oh yeah, I dance with you. Oh yeah, I showed you all the videos of me in Cabo. Woohoo! Cabo, Cabo, Cabo. And where's your money from the work that you're supposed to be doing as a notary? They got their money as a so-called trainer, but you have $0 as a notary. And it is my hope, my wish, my prayer that very, very quickly in 2024, you get beyond $0 as a notary. That's what I'm speaking into your life right now. That in 2024 and beyond, you will no longer be $0 as a notary. Y'all know how to get with me to help. And this is the only thing that I'll say. If you want to get from $0, yeah, hit the join button. This is just popping in my head right now to tell y'all this. I wasn't even gonna say this. I didn't even think about this until now. Because I know how people would sit here and waste your time and all this, that, and the other. And the only reason why I even have a membership is because people don't know how to respect free. Because people who've been with me the whole time, they know I done so much for free with people, and people still stuck on stop. And people don't know how to respect free information that's given to them, and they don't know how to just take what's being given free and go implement that. And you never have to pay for anything. But for people who think, well, I just need to pay something, okay, fine, hit the join button. But irregardless, my goal is for you in 2024 and beyond to stop being a $0 notary. That's where some of you are at. And it's time for you to move beyond being a $0 notary. But it's going to be up to you. It can be done. I have full confidence it can be done. And I'm excited about it because I'm seeing it already happening with a lot of people who are channel members and people who aren't. They are no longer $0 notaries. And I'm very proud of each and every one of them. I'm also proud of you, even though you are a $0 notary. I know that you don't want to be a $0 notary, because if you did want to be a $0 notary, you still wouldn't be here at 2 hours and 7 minutes. You would have been left. You here, so that means what? Starting now, you're going to put together a plan so you're no longer a $0 notary. Y'all have a good one. Peace.